Hello, everybody. We're live.
Hello and welcome to Capricorn 3, our Maze 20 show. We are the Explorers League. I'm Discipline Man, and these are the awesome nerds I play with. Sarah, who are you and what do you do?
I'm Sarah Conquistadora de la Estrella. I've also had quite a good night, but I'm also now feeling the effects of it, so I'm kind of phasing in and out of reality right now. But I'm going to power through.
Ryan, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, I'm Ryan Bell. I am playing Steven in this game. Looking forward to having fun. We'll see how this goes. You can find me here and at my 9940, where I'm sure one time before the end of the year we'll get my stream back up and running. But one of the players recently got the human malware.
Womp womp. Shadows, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, I'm Shadows. I do things like hosting Just Stream. Bye.
Jen, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, I'm Jenny Artorias. I bring the void. I'm here to cause problems for our delightful mages. And other than that, I just barely hold on to existence.
We're both in the same phase state right now.
Yeah.
I like Eliza in chat. I'm the one with the human malware. Womp womp. Rip Eliza. Gerbil, who are you and what do you do?
Hi, I'm Gerbil, and I'm an internet ghost who is also having tech problems. So if you see me wincing, it's because my cohorts turn into electronic mosquitoes for me for a sec.
Yeah, it's all that interference from the shadow entity we have with us right now. I mean, as you can see, she is contacting us all the way from Mars.
Yeah, we managed to do what NASA couldn't, and now it's coming back to bite us.
I don't know if it's Mars. You know, that second planet there, too large to be Phobos or Deimos.
Here's the issue. Jen's a perfectionist, and she demanded we're doing the show she had to film from on set.
Except again, that's not Mars. That sun is too large, and that moon is too big. And
I think that's Earth. That can just
Earth is definitely not that big in Mars's sky.
How would you know?
Have you been?
Hey guys,
I know the distances involved. It's not.
Hey guys,
Anyway.
there was a track, and the show was on it, and then we started talking about. Then we started talking about astronomical
do the recap.
Distances. Anyway, yes, the music you were listening to the pre-show was Miracle of Sound. Check him out; he's awesome. This is an adult themed show with adult themed tones and subject matter. So if anything is disturbing or triggering, please do step away. Your mental health is always more important. Self-care is best care. I think that's everything. In which case, and we're not responsible for we're not responsible for the actions of our characters. They're just characters. And with that said, who wants to do the recap?
I believe the storyteller Bolin told you to do it.
Rude. In that case, the recap is last week on Dragon Ball Z. We had Steven coming back into the ship with the Red Baron, a Fey entity of some kind. And as he entered the ship, he met a nightmare entity, an entity in a spacesuit, who he invited into the ship, and the entity introduced itself as Captain Ford of the Capricorn 2.
I did not invite the entity into the ship. I locked it outside the ship until I got permission from the captain to let it in, because Stephen's not an idiot.
Okay, my bad. So the entity ended up inside the ship, and everyone went along with whatever Ford was doing. Alice was asleep, being a good girl and doing nothing wrong. And the Fey entity saw what Ford was and noped the hell out, leaving the crew to deal with Ford on their own. We had something of a king's feast from McClellan doing a ridiculous role on life magic. We have a now awakened Mackenzie, who is dealing with the fact that magic is, in fact, real. And Ford has revealed herself to not be quite the person she was before, and is now attacking the crew. And Alice, being Alice, is right in the firing line, because who else would be?
And Alice now infected.
I think that's everything.
Yeah, that is pretty much everything. Yeah, pretty good recap. So yeah, we can go straight into Alice being enveloped by Ford / the Hungering Void.
Nom. I mean, I'm also hungry, so you know, I can empathize. Well, Alice is just going to say Blob. You know, Blob, help me, and Blob is going to start rising up. Well, Blob would have already been rising up, having said something amiss, but now Blob is going to take a more threatening stance and is going to envelop Alice and attempt to push the shadow entity away by protecting Alice with its own spiritual power. And Alice, for her part, is going to try once again to use forces and time to accelerate Ford's atomic structure to the point where she spontaneously combusts. Basically causing all of her molecules to generate so much heat and friction that she explodes. With time increasing the speed at which that happens. And I get to use my specialty.
Can I counter with not shadow nonsense, but my other nonsense I have? Just to, I don't know, make Alice see things a different way, a better way.
Rude. But I don't wanna.
Tough.
I want to see things a different or better way.
All right, so what are you wanting to do, Ford?
I want to change Alice's mind, and just, you know, show her that the void is the way forward.
What does Blob do when Blob envelops Alice? I was how you were rolling.
Yeah, that was how the one that I rolled is how successfully Blorb was able to protect you. So he's sort of been able to envelop like a part of you, but he's not physically large enough to envelop all of you.
Okay, I'm really sorry to interrupt.
It would start with her arm, as that's what's touching the entity.
Yeah. I'm really sorry to interrupt. I have to leave the meeting. I need to join on a different device.
Okay.
Jeb's going to be RV then.
Let's just... I think we're mostly in the right places.
Are we? That's the right...
No.
It is.
Mostly
we are all...
kind of, not really.
I'm now the void. Jen is now McClellan.
I'm in the right place, so it's fine.
Yeah, Storyteller and I are in the right place. The void is in the wrong place. Alice, move that way. Move that way in your screen. And Ryan is perfectly fine. So you know.
Stephen wants to remove the infected component of his teammate with his gun.
There we go. We got him back.
Okay,
Everything's fine.
so
Yay!
just for my frame of reference, what is everyone doing, and then we can determine an order in which you guys are doing it.
Blorb is enveloping Alice's arm to get rid of the infection and push forward out. Alice is using time and forces to massively accelerate the frequency and rate of the vibrations and cycles and everything of Ford's atomic structure. And that's what Alice is doing.
Then
Stephen is taking the plasma part of his arm cannon and is going to detach the arm from probably, about here, above wherever the infection is currently in the arm.
okay, that's his intention.
Yes.
My poor arm.
Dr. Raynell is currently
be
not
regrown.
present. But you have a thing you want to do, so you can just roll that one as well.
Okay. Would that have been started earlier?
Would you have been like just keeping an eye on the crew from the computer?
Yeah,
phone?
probably. Because I think a certain someone would have informed me there is a new person on board.
Plus,
Yeah,
Stephen has been
in
keeping
that
you
case,
up to date.
actually, you won't need to roll for that one. You can already. I will say that you've already got that one up. It was basically
Okay, in
just
which
happened off
case it's
screen.
gonna be the big teleport with the 3 quintessence.
Okay, so in that case, because you guys are all essentially acting at the same time, I'm going to go based on what happens. So I would say, Jenny, you roll first, because if you succeed, then Mac won't be able to do her thing.
Mhm.
I think we still don't know what Gerbil's doing.
Oh, right, yeah, sorry.
And I would like to, because I think McClellan and Mac are the closest to the entity.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just like, I would petition that the order be Mac, myself, then Renell, or whatever. Anyway,
Yeah, we can go with that. I'll go Jenny, then Jenny / the Void, then Mac, then McClellan, then Stephen, then Raynell. And also at some point I need to figure out what the commander's doing.
my intention is to banish this entity, this shadow entity, to the realm whence it came.
Okay.
How many dice am I rolling?
So for you it would be your. I think we do actually have the cat. Yeah, we can have the casting gremlin thing. So if you just click on the casting gremlin, use mind and enlightenment, and then it'll calculate your willpower and your enlightenment for the bonus dice for how we're running in the system, because base M20 is obtuse.
Where is the casting gremlin?
If you go to
Attributes and abilities, it should be there.
yeah,
Yeah, it should say cast and
I
You can-
specifically said casting gremlin for Jillian's one, just to make it visually distinct, because otherwise I've got like 6 along the bottom of my screen and it's difficult to track.
fair enough.
You don't have to have them along the bottom of your screen. Unless you intend to roll for us.
That's true.
Right, so what's the description I'm putting? Yes.
You know what? Since you've described what you're actually trying to do, the description the description is like the action you're doing. So you could go for like something like, "Aren't we friends?"
Okay, cool.
No,
Welcome-
no, we're not. Stranger
welcome to the-
danger.
Welcome to the family.
Welcome to the family. And then Ford just punches Alice in the face, then drags her to a basement somewhere.
Yeah, it's the Baker family, obviously. All right.
Jesus. That's two tens as well.
Not Jesus, God.
Does Alice have mind?
Nope.
I do. Can I counterspell? If I know
Yeah, you would sense the spell being cast.
You would sense that mind is being used. You're not entirely sure of the exact effect unless you look into it specifically. Because it's more, and also because you didn't.
Wouldn't he also know who's casting it?
Yeah, he knows who's casting it, but he wouldn't know what exactly it is.
Yeah, but I don't want this thing casting magic at all.
Yeah, I can't counterspell that.
Yeah, and you also don't. Someone didn't bolster your shield, so you don't have improved mental strength.
Yep.
Alice, as Blorb is fighting against Ford or this void entity that Ford has now turned into, you sort of feel a wave sort of wash over and through you.
So I can't counterspell it then?
No. No, because you're already doing a thing.
Damn it.
Well,
I want to use my reaction. Oh wait, this isn't D&D. Fuck.
You already said what
I'm
you're
going to use a bonus action.
Yeah, you already said what you were planning to do.
Well, I can't say I'm planning for it to fucking mind because
Well, no, you can. You can say you're planning to react to if, say, the enemy does something. That is you using your action to essentially wait until someone does something before you can then try and stop them. That is how you would describe that.
I'd like to use my bonus action. Cry.
Can I flavor how I'm changing Alice's mind?
Sure.
Sure.
Why is it sure?
Alice, it's really important that you understand this. Actually, let me switch voice. Alice, it's really important you understand. Your entire crew has been infected by some kind of void entity. You're in danger. We're in danger. Earth is in danger. You have to help me escape.
She's really convincing. And it sounds just like Captain Gillian Ford.
Yes, we need to escape. Come with me. And Alice is going to turn around and she's going to freeze time in the room so that only she can move. And only her and Ford can move.
You already claimed your action.
But her move has been cancelled because she's been possessed by the shadow entity.
Her spell is cancelled because she can't resist it.
Would that mean?
And so she is going to freeze time in the room, basically.
Okay. You are in the process of already casting a spell. In my mind,
and she hadn't started. No, she was going to cast, but that's been cancelled because
again, this is what decided to. All things are simultaneous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all simultaneous, so you would have to stop what you were doing and do the new thing. Right?
Okay, and in that case, would I target somebody else with the spontaneous combustion spell?
Yeah, you probably would. It's Mac, especially given what Captain Ford has just told you.
Yes.
Mac, choose one of your crew members to set on fire.
Yes.
McClellan is closest to you.
We should escape.
Yes.
Defense
we
should escape. Wills is holding a gun at you.
Yep.
We should. But the captain has actually shot at her. That's the thing. The captain tried to shoot her. The captain tried to kill her.
Didn't she? Commander Harahan is currently off to one side.
Yeah. I think Alice just sort of relaxes and just. We should try to escape. You're right. The crew is hostile. The crew is the threat. The crew should be nullified. And she turns around and she directs this combustion spell at.
Why don't you roll a d3 and just let fate decide?
Or then everyone pick a number from 1 to 3.
Right.
Did you both say 1?
No, I said 3.
Oh, okay. So 1 is McClellan, 3 is Stephen, 2 is Harahan.
2.
There we go.
Yes, and she turns around and is like, the crew should be nullified. starting with you, Captain. And she simply gestures and attempts to set Harahan on fire. Well, not so much set her on fire, more turn her into fire.
It would be hilarious if you
You know,
flopped this roll.
It would be.
You know,
I mean,
I think this is such a dire situation. You should spend willpower. Guarantee some
Yeah,
success.
you're in a life or death situation, Mac. You're surrounded on all sides by enemies.
So this
that's true. I should spend willpower. That's a valid point.
So this is how my players feel when I use mind control on Koyo.
Yes. I need to use mind control more often on my players.
It won't let me cast with multiple spheres. That's annoying.
That's because you don't.
No.
The way that it works
okay.
is you just use whichever one is your highest.
Okay, it's time. I'm gonna use willpower because screw all y'all. What difficulty?
That's one success already. Difficulty. Well, you have all your stuff with you. You have your personalized equipment.
Yep.
So that'd be difficulty 4. I'm going to say difficulty 5, just because a lot of things are happening at once. So it's like your concentration's a little skewed, but that's just because there's lots of stuff happening.
That is
well,
5 successes.
technically that's 2 10s because willpower is a guaranteed 10, right? So, so that's 2 exploding 10s. That's 2 exploding 10s because I have time.
Is it time manipulation technically?
I mean, it is. It's temporal manipulation.
Wouldn't
She's
then
speeding
that
things
10
up.
explode because that's your specialty?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like with your specialty, 10s now count as 2.
What's the command? Did the commander do anything?
Oh, they count as 2 or? So you don't roll again.
I misspoke. It's count as 2 if you have a specialty.
Oh, okay, cool. So that's
in that
then.
case, that's 6 successes.
Since the commander
I
didn't
spend a willpower.
Since the commander didn't say what she was doing, she's a time mate. She counterspell this.
Yeah, she can.
Can she?
Can she though?
Can she counter? Do you need all the spheres to counterspell all the spheres?
You just need to break
spell?
one of them.
You just need to be able. Yeah, as long as you have one of the spheres of an amalgam power, you can counterspell it.
Okay, just I wasn't sure.
Which is why Prime is so good, because Prime can counterspell everything.
Sorry. I think Jeezer might have his successes wrong. So it's
6.
It's 6. I used the willpower to get a guaranteed 10. So I've got 2
and
10s, which
the 10
makes
counts
it 6.
double because it's time manipulation, which is his specialty.
Yep.
But if it's so there's 4. So that would be 4 plus
1 plus another 1 because the 10 counts doubles, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I thought he had more, so that's why I was just
No. Anyway, so Harahan. What does Harahan roll?
6.
Well, the active player wins, so Harahan explodes. Well, Harahan gets her first death, cocky bitch.
Well, technically she just takes damage, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
With no margin, you can't increase the damage. So
with what?
With a margin of 0, you can't really increase damage.
That is actually technically 7 successes. Harahan spends her own willpower.
In which case you're
spending it after the roll, though.
Which one is storyteller?
By your own rules, you can't spend willpower after it's rolled.
I call DM fuckery, sir. And no, it's fine. In that case, the spell fails. Look,
I maintain that the DM has enough going on that if they were thinking about spending willpower, we can trust them.
Lol.
As you do actually, you're basically locking together all the patterns needed for this particular spell, and you think you get it so close, and you can actually feel it like starting to take effect, and then you feel just the time element completely unravel, and you kind of sort of feel it just being absorbed into Harahan's hand before she just clenches her fist and just shakes her head.
No, stop! And she's just getting worked up. Blob is going to follow Alice's lead, though, and is going to stop protecting Alice.
Yep. Blob is no longer your shield on your arm.
And Blob is also going to attack Harahan.
That'll be next.
Yeah. Round. Because Blob does... Because Blob's a good girl. What Blob does is what Blob is told.
Yeah, that'll be next round. So next up is
McClellan.
Yeah.
Okay, so my companion acts on my turn, right?
Yeah. Parsley is currently in the room.
Okay, so what I want Parsley to do is basically... I want Parsley to basically try to counteract what the spirit is doing with Alice, and basically I want her to use her positive dreaming magic to counteract the shadow fuckery.
Okay. How that appears is Parsley literally goes to stand between or stand like on the ground between Captain Ford and Alice, and she starts just waving her tail back and forth like a metronome before she literally starts singing.
If I may.
Yeah.
Let's see, what's a good song?
I am the furry model.
What will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do with the drunken sailor? What will we do with the drunken sailor early in the morning?
Yeah, okay, she's singing that. Funnily enough, actually, Ryan, I was singing that last night in the pub. Because once I get a few drinks, I just have the need to perform.
How many dice do I roll?
This one doesn't have a roll for it. This will be it'll basically make it so that it's easier if you're wanting to try and counteract Captain Ford's corruption. It's basically it'll lower the number of successes you need. It's like a passive effect that Parsley's doing. Because otherwise that would be a little broken.
Fair. So I'm going to attempt to banish the spirit.
Sure, that'll be your enlightenment spirit. Okay, so that's what you're doing. How are you doing it?
So McClellan grabs like a full tea leaf and crushes it in between his fingers. And basically, as he lets go of his hands, the tea particles form the sphere, and it's slowly encroaching into Ford and basically crushing the shadow spirit into nothing.
Okay, so that'll be... Yeah, you can attempt to do that.
And he's basically... And he shouts, "Be gone, spirit!"
There's a joke in there about being teetotal.
I will actually say you can get a willpower back because holy shit, that was perfectly timed.
Who, me?
Yeah, you can get 1 point of willpower back because that was just really good timing.
I haven't rolled yet. I will spend willpower.
Okay.
Difficulty?
Difficulty 4 because you have your stuff with you.
So that's 7 successes.
Yeah. Void/Ford, can you make me a willpower roll? Which is just your just you roll the number of dice that your willpower is.
Sure. I'd spent 2 willpower last session. Do I have that back?
You use your willpower rolls. You roll. Oh, actually, No, you wouldn't have it back yet because you've not had a chance to rest yet.
Okay. Cool.
So you roll what your current willpower is, having spent a couple. It'll be difficulty 6 because
Yeah.
it's always a
7.
flat 6 for willpower.
All right. Okay. Oh, that's a no. I feel like I'm gone.
Yeah, you're actually a combination of the singing, which to you sounds like discordant wailing because you've effectively pissed off a fairy, and the fairy is like, "Fuck you." It sounds nice to everyone else in the room, but to currently Alice and the Void, it sounds like horrible screaming.
Oh, and if I may flavor it, so everyone else sees like this tortoise shell house cat, but what the Void sees is a about 5 feet at the shoulder, grinning Cheshire cat.
Oh yeah, it's still in the shape of a cat, but it is like every aspect of a cat has been massively exaggerated and warped and twisted into something nightmarish.
And
as this screaming reaches into what passes for your soul, Void, you feel the call of the gauntlet as you feel just hands pulling you back, and you are wrenched from this world.
Yeah. Jillian screams, no, 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 I will not be bound. And just...
Yeah.
And
I will not be bound. Actually, you will.
McCullen just is breathing heavily and just goes, "See you in my nightmares."
Still got Mac to deal with.
I haven't gone yet, and I did have a teleport prepared. Can I change the target destination of the teleport? Because I don't want Mac to die a fiery death.
Yeah, you can alter the destination because that'd just be part of the same casting. That's fine.
Is how I was able to alter the target of my spontaneous combustion spell. I'm sad that failed because that was a lovely spell idea. I think.
I mean,
just using
it was a really good idea.
Steven still goes first though.
Yeah, Steven, you've just seen. Well, you saw the cat step up and start singing, and you actually saw the shadow creature that was remains of Captain Ford, like physically rebel in the presence of Parsley, and you're now kind of beginning to suspect that McClellan was telling the truth when he said that Parsley is a fae spirit.
Well, I had no reason to distrust him, but
it was not so much that you didn't distrust. It's not so much that you distrusted him. It's more just like, okay, even amongst our line of work, that's still pretty weird.
Yeah. So yeah. Now that the shadow thing is gone, is the arm still infected?
Yeah, you can see that there's sort of tendrils of liquid shadow crawling up Alice's arm.
Well, that's gotta go.
Ah, rude. My poor arm.
I'm pretty sure McClellan can grow that back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you can actually. You have enough life.
How much life would you need to grow back an arm?
3.
I could also grow it back. I just need to spend a bit of XP to get life.
You and McClellan can actually can co-cast it. Because you both have life.
So there is no bad reason to not do this. I shoot the arm.
All right. Roll me a dexterity firearms.
Spending a willpower.
Sorry.
Yeah, so you're spending a willpower.
Yeah.
I know what you're about to ask. No, you can't dodge this one because you've already used your action for this turn.
I was going to ask if I could use time to stop it in its tracks, but never mind.
Same principle. You've already cast today.
That's fine.
You can possibly do like a skill to actually dodge it
Yeah.
or like try and step aside, but you can't cast more than once per turn.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty 6.
3. 4, because I did say I spent a willpower before.
Yep,
As
okay,
a
so
note, Mac, if you have the dodge skill, this would be the time to use it.
I do not. I do not have anything in dodge.
do you
Well,
want to try and what's your dexterity?
My dex is 2. My alertness and awareness are 2. I have no athletics. I have no dodge. Look, Alice was never a sporty person.
I think
Yeah.
Alice is going to get hit.
Yeah, you cannot physically dodge this because you lack the dice necessary.
Yeah, like Alice was the person where when she got invited to sports, she was like, "I'm going to spend 3 years studying this first."
Yeah, Alice, you're still feeling like your one and true ally has just been destroyed. When Stephen just very calmly just pivots on the spot, changes his aim just a little bit, and just shoots a plasma rifle at your arm.
Rude.
Which
so you experience a high-speed amputation.
Oh yeah, it basically.
It's a plasma rifle. It also cauterizes the wound.
I'll demonstrate.
Yep.
Basically, from about here, that's where it hits because that's where the tendrils had reached as far. So just casually into there and then into the wall where it leaves a scorch mark. It just neatly severs and cauterizes your arm. So your infected arm just falls to the ground.
It does the mind control break though.
You can roll me a willpower test to see if you can shake it off now that you've had like a big shock to your system.
Shake it off. Shake it off. Sorry.
So it's about time I teleport her to wherever the containment room was.
Difficulty is 6, I assume.
Yeah, difficulty 6.
Personally, I'd rather you teleport the arm away, but meh. You do
Well, given that the source of your befuddlement is no longer present, you're able to come to your senses.
Yeah.
Mainly because all of your pain sensors in your arm are just like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, I imagine at first immediately there's just this scream of pain that becomes a snarl of rage, and she turns a hateful stare to Stephen, and then just
meow.
What? And then just fucking ow! Just.
It's entirely possible, given what's just happened, that you actually just pass out from shock because you actually just lost an arm and your brain is in sensory overload.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the feeling that she just looks at the stump and then just passes out.
Yeah, it's like she looks at it. Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's like.
Because everything happens at roughly the same time, does she get a chance to look at the stump?
I will say you can the teleport will happen as she's falling to the ground.
Yeah. So Alice just looks at what's left of her arm, like the missing arm, and just, oh, where did that go?
No. I have fired my gun 3 times this entire campaign, and the only time I actually rolled successes was when I was shooting an ally.
So you should do that more often.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it sounds like a skill issue.
Do you want me to roll to teleport her?
Ryan,
you know what? Roll for it.
It's my strong belief that you should continue to shoot your friends. That would make us very pleased.
Sadly, you're not here anymore, so suck it.
Unfortunately, yes, Jenny, you are regrettably not able to return. At least not in this episode.
Sure. Well, I'll take my leave.
It was nice having you as a guest.
It's been lovely to talk to you, and I'll see you again.
Before you leave,
Jenny, no, you're my one true friend and ally. Lol.
Okay, there we go. That works. Cool. Thank you. Thank you for keeping the cameras the same.
Lol.
I appreciate that.
To be fair, I have a nasty habit of my characters getting infected and controlled by shadowy creatures in major games. So, who knows whether
Yeah, I know. It became something of a running theme where every character Ryan plays in the World of Darkness game either gets corrupted by a horrific eldritch entity or just casually sells their soul to a horrific eldritch entity.
Real
Anyway,
quick,
let's
what's the
stop
DC?
talking about-
So what?
Sarah?
Jealous?
DC.
Oh, 4. You have all your stuff with you.
Oh, I did it. It hit at. Okay, well, it did a whisper, which the chat can see, but it did a whisper at difficulty 6. And I still got 7 successes.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of like you pretty much just reach out, find Mac's pattern in the world, and just shunt it to the quarantine cell.
Wouldn't he also need life for that?
No.
You have a soul. You have a spirit.
Yeah. He shunted you by latching onto your spirit.
Womp. Womp.
So, the first thing McClung would like to do is, you tell me if this is possible, but I would like to use an amalgam of life and spirit to basically rapidly decay both the infected arm and the spiritual infection itself.
Yeah, you can. That is actually you would actually be able to amalgam in entropy.
Right. Oh,
because entropy can also cause things to wither. So entropy in life is how you cause things to wither and rot.
Okay, so
Entropy is fun.
Life.
One of the specialties for entropy is necromancy.
Difficulty?
Difficulty 5, just because it's a very particular kind of procedure. How is it you go about doing this?
So so the tea leaf particle that has fallen to the ground basically slowly drifts over to the arm, completely covers it in the tea leaves, and the tea leaves start to wilt and break apart. And as the tea leaves break apart, so does the arm.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to just rapidly remove like the vitality and essence from this arm. It was still kind of alive just because the cells in the arm hadn't starved yet. But you just rapidly speed up the process, and then it first sort of like rots into like mush and like ooze before just breaking down entirely and leaving just a stain on the floor.
Which he then promptly sweeps up and puts in a biohazard bucket.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's taken care of. I have an arm to regrow. And just casually walks off to the infirmary.
Right. As you do that, is after you leave specifically, Harahan turns to Stephen and just gives him a look of, don't tell them how close I was to failing that one.
Okay.
And she just goes, I'm just gonna have a lie down now.
You're feeling okay, boss?
Am I feeling okay? Well, my first officer just almost made me explode.
She actually like puts her hand on the table, leans on it, and is just like, I think I might be running a fever because of that.
And McClung
one sec. Stephen goes to where he keeps his stash of alcohol pulls out a glass to go back to last episode's theme of everyone having the hidden alcohol.
Oh yeah, everyone has their own contraband stash. It's amazing.
I would like to point out, Raynell's contraband stash is the little microwave oven that he uses to get food from home.
Yeah.
So yeah, Stephen pulls out a vodka bottle and pours her a shot.
Yeah, she just downs the shot and then just goes into her bunk and it's like, oh, that was very, oh, and just like, carry on, Mr. Mills. I will be, I'll be fine.
As a note, how much of this was set in the vicinity of the two eye holes through space?
Well, the eye holes are still in like the crew quarters. To your knowledge, you're the only one who knows they're there.
Steven's gonna go back to Winter's at this point.
Technically, Stephen would have known they're there because space. I mean, correspondence.
Oh, actually, yeah, Stephen, you knew that there was a correspondence spell in effect, and you kind of assumed it was Raynell because he does this.
Then I would have made sure the captain didn't say about failing it near that then.
Okay, yeah, there was literally the talking quietly and Stephen just positioning himself between the eye holes so that Raynell couldn't lip read.
Evil.
Okay, so
that's the foyer. So yeah, but then I'm gonna head to Winters to explain what the fuck just happened.
All right. So you're heading over to Winters. McClellan, you were wanting to do something.
So McClellan walks into it because his office is both like the therapy lounge and the infirmary.
Mm-hmm.
So he walks in, closes the door, and just goes, "Oh, good Lord. Why did I agree to this fucking mission?"
Because you wanted to see the stars, Vincent. It's partially just by your feet.
Occasionally I forget you are in fact a Fae spirit.
Yes, I do try and keep it under wraps. I mean, I wasn't expecting to meet my lord earlier today.
Oh yeah, speaking of, and he walks over, just grabs 3 books off the shelf, removes a panel, and there's just a bottle of wine.
Love it.
Puts everything back.
Is it red or white?
Red.
It's also of a very particular good vintage because the Aetherites don't do anything by halves.
Yeah, this is very much. In fact, there's still the note from his mentor that says that reads, "Hope you don't get spaced."
Oh.
Well, now I kind of want to space them.
He just pops the cork, pours some glass, and just goes, "Okay." Recorks the bottle, puts the wine back in his stash. And all right. Let's see if I can regrow an arm. Parsley, would you mind helping me with this?
Yes, mainly because I was just about to tell you, tea's not going to cut it this time. You can't, unless you wanted to try and use all of your tea to. And this is actually speaking, just like unless you wanted to use all your tea to just sculpt an arm and just attach it to Dr. Mac's stump, I don't think it's going to do anything.
Okay, so all right. So as he walks over to the stump, he basically grabs a book off the shelf and flips to a certain incantation, and he is basically, for lack of a better descriptor, doing Doctor Strange magic.
Okay, you've got spirit, yeah.
Yep.
I will say you can actually use this as a spirit life amalgam. As you feel free to go with this if you want to. This is just a suggestion, but you could possibly combine the two and then regrow the arm, because Alice's spirit hasn't accepted it's been amputated yet and still thinks it's there.
So basically, oh, I have an idea. He does the three finger and basically touches to the stump and is drawing out these lines of spiritual energy and forming them to the arm.
Mm-hmm.
And as the spirit line grows, all what was originally her arm, as it was before it was amputated, regrows along the struts of the spirit. Now let's see if I can actually make that happen.
Well, Parsley is helping you again by sort of swishing her tail like a metronome. She's not singing this time, but she's actually making her tail click like a metronome. So it's just like a rhythmic ticking.
So that would be a +4 because she's a level 4 companion.
Yeah.
Difficulty?
Difficulty. I'll say this is difficulty 7, just because it's been a stressful day. Plus, also you've never actually had to regrow a limb before.
Doesn't matter. I rolled all the success.
Yeah, you're able to very slowly tease out, basically weaving her spirit pattern back into the same form as her living pattern, and match the two up, and you actually regrow her arm as Alice imagines her arm is, which makes it a little bit, actually makes it visibly different, because Alice's internal perception of her body is different to how it physically looks. But yeah, you're able to fully regrow her arm while she's unconscious.
And he looks at the arm and goes, "Oh, good lord, her arm is a shade darker than the rest of her." And now that I say that out loud, that sounded a lot worse than I meant it to be.
I was going to go slightly differently, actually. It's like I imagine that like over the shade darker. I imagine it's because like Alice has spent her whole life being told she needs to get out more. She needs to get the sun more, and Alice is like, I have a tan. It's very light sunburn from that time she went and spent a day out with her sister, but like it's not a tan, and it faded away after like a day.
It's like the most minor sort of tan you could possibly get.
Yes. Yeah, like it's not even noticeable, but Alice is like, I go out all the time.
So basically,
there was that one time yesterday.
From this point up onward, it's just this light but noticeable tan, and it just looks like like someone smeared a spray-on tan on her arm and just
can he correct that weirdness though?
Can I?
Or can he apply that alteration to the rest of Alice with 7 successes?
You know what? With 7, I'll say you can give Alice the tan she's always dreamed of.
The tan she's always tried to convince everyone else she has. More like
Alice now will actually look like she's been outside for the first time in a decade.
Yeah, because I imagine she is pale AF.
Yeah, she's definitely got some goth energy going on.
Intense goth energy.
Slightly porcelain.
Slightly.
And McClellan sits back down in his chair grabs the wine glass and just downs the entire glass in one go.
And on the seventh,
Parsley leaps up onto your lap and just starts like just sort of milk treading on your lap before settling down and just purring.
and on the seventh day of McClellan West.
Oof. Oof.
I think that's an overstatement. You know, you really shouldn't compare the two. It's a lot of pressure for McClellan.
Actually,
No, McClellan's more competent.
Actually, with that, McClellan just grabs his cross around his neck, kisses it, and just goes, "Thank you, Lord, for letting you survive that."
There's just a very quiet, just in between the purring, there's just a very quiet, why are you talking to thin air?
You're a talking cat. You can't judge me for believing in God.
She doesn't have a response to that one, so she just boops her head against your chin instead.
That's such cat behavior.
Yeah.
When does Alice wake up?
I'll say you wake up. You aren't still in the quarantine chamber because of everything that happened. You wake up. You have your arm again.
Yeah, she's just like, oh, what? Didn't that?
Oh,
Wasn't I?
And you have a tan that you didn't used to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What that?
Well, again,
What?
we established that she believed she had that tan all along.
Yeah, so she
Yeah.
believed she was tan. Now she actually is tan, but
Yeah.
actually now that it's possibly like I don't remember being this colored. Like
Yeah. It's like
You
was I in the sun? Lauren?
you look out and you just see McClellan just pass the fuck out in his chair,
yeah.
actively
Lauren?
snoring.
Somebody?
Yeah, there's just a cat on him.
Somebody? And then Alice is going to go to the door and try to open it.
It's not locked.
Okay, she opens the door and she's just like, Doctor? And she's going to shake him. Doctor?
And he actually throws out his left hand in a punch.
Wow, rude. Alice was like, and backs away. I can't do the wonderful yelp that you did in the earlier episode. Yeah, that. I can't do that. So I used to be able to do stuff like that, but I can't anymore. I can't make my voice go nearly that high.
It's called falsetto. Use it.
I mean, I don't have it, so I can't. Yeah, Alice just kind of lets out a shriek and steps back. I'm sorry. What did I do? Why? What happened? Why do I look so different? Why am I in the quarantine area? What happened to my arm?
Okay, first of all, you were in the process of being possessed by a parasitic shadow spirit.
Oh, is that why?
Yes, Stephen blew.
How much does Alice remember?
Oh, you remember everything except that you just remember that you were having to fight for your life against the crew, and only Captain Ford was allying with you.
Yeah, so she's just like, wait, so you weren't all attacking me?
No, the shadow entity was influencing your mind, and was also infecting your spirit. Hence, Mr. Stevens Mr. Wills blew off your arm about right here.
So
I regrew your arm based on what your spirit believes your physical form looks like, hence the tan.
But I always had a tan.
He pulls out a picture and just slams it on the desk and goes, You are whiter than sour cream.
Hey, I resemble that remark. And then she's if I was, then that's why I. Oh God, I need to go talk to the captain. Captain. She runs to the captain's quarters.
And McClellan just goes, on the plus side, you didn't immolate her.
There's no response. She's just so there's frantic knocking on the door.
And
that's a good scene transition.
Before we transition, McClellan just looks at Parsley and goes, I can't believe I just said, on the bright side, at least you didn't immolate her.
I mean, I don't think he would know that, though, because he wouldn't have known what spell she was doing. He doesn't have time or forces.
Let me have this moment.
Stop wanting to have moments.
Okay, fine.
Shadows did this. Okay. You guys have a really strange fixation on realism when we are playing in a world with vampires, werewolves, and mages.
And
so as you run past, it just seems goes. So that's how the technocracy works, and this is how. And just in the background, we just have Stephen giving Winters the whole spiel about how everything works.
Is it weird that I imagine you pulling out a whiteboard and having a projector sequence?
It'd be weird if he didn't. Let's be honest.
So you're back in I think it was the storage bay was where we'd left Winters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was in where Alice's workshop is, where time's been accelerated, etc.
Yeah, in the storage bay workshop. Yeah, Stephen, what you noticed when you came back to see how Winters was getting on, she seemed different.
You okay?
She kind of looks up and was like, what? Well, there's a lot to take in.
Yeah, I just had to blow off Mac's arm.
Ooh, that's very grisly, isn't it?
Was that, or she got possessed by this weird shadow demon creature?
Was there not a more glamorous thing you could have done?
I didn't have many tools. I had my arm cannon and my magic that continuously keeps bucking up. I suppose I could have, Doctor Strange just put a portal around her arm that just cut it off that way, but...
Well, she kind of looks down and is like, oh, I don't think I'm like you, Stephen.
Probably not. The spheres manifest differently.
No, as in, I don't know what you're talking about. I saw where I came from.
And that is?
She's gonna try and say she's a changeling. The mists prevent it.
Changelings can reveal their nature, but it's a whole fapping about ordeal, but they can do it.
But the thing is, though, she's very new to this and is just trying to be normal about it, and just this is what I experienced while you were fighting.
I did not understand any of that. That's weird.
Yeah.
He has spirit side still, no?
Yeah, you do still have the spirit sense.
Would Stephen see her face seeming?
Oh yeah, no. To Stephen's currently augmented eyesight, she looks like she's covered in glitter.
Yeah. Is it a similar energy to what the Red Baron?
Yeah.
I said it. I tried to text the guy back.
Oh, and just as a note, it also feels very similar to when Parsley is nearby.
I tried to text the barman back. I just send, come here, please. Thank you. Send, and not clue if it'll work, but hey, who knows? It's a weird fate, dude.
Well, that was a rather brusque summons, but I suppose you prevailed against the encroaching darkness.
Yeah, we sent it away. Hi.
That is literally the Red Baron. He's just sitting on
I know.
one of the storage bins of parts.
Yeah, Stephen's not reacting. Yeah,
If I may Parsley walk in at this point?
No, because Parsley's with you still.
Yeah, Parsley's with you.
Is she like you?
He kind of sort of raises an eyebrow before just looking over to Winters, who's just kind of staring at her hands, just like was sort of waving her fingers through the air a bit. That's one of my, well, half daughters, I think.
Looks at Winter when he says that.
She just kind of looks like I've never met this person before.
Okay, this is weird.
It seems that she's finally gone to sleep properly. This is good.
I'm okay then, so Stephen is very confused.
Dear boy, you seem to be having a bit of trouble processing this. Is there anything I can do to illuminate the matter?
I sadly, again, I read Grimm's fairy tales growing up, but I'm assuming those are far beyond what your kind is actually.
Well, yes, the fairy tales that the Brothers Grimm wrote down, along with other fables and legends, are watered down and diluted so that you can understand without it driving you mad.
Yeah, I assumed it was something along those lines. So she's part you then? Your kind?
She is of the kin, yes. Frankly, I'm surprised it took her this long to realize it, but
well,
you have my thanks for helping her see the wonder of the universe.
Well, she was part of the technocracy. I assume that did not help her.
Yes, I've seen how you interact. This technocracy that you speak of back in the mortal world, they seem rather strict on what counts as wonder.
Preaching to the choir. So she's going to be okay, though, right?
She might need a little bit of guidance and a little bit of encouragement. It will be a bit of a shock.
I can try to help with
one of the side effects of a being such as herself seeing the true beauty of everything. It will be a terrible melancholy as she realizes what has been lost.
And what's been lost?
That is unfortunately not for me to say. That is something that we keep to ourselves. And no amount of bargaining will get me to reveal that information.
I was not going to press the matter. I'm not going to push my luck on someone who can probably erase me from existence.
Well, I'm glad you dealt with the darkness creature. That one unsettled me. That's why I departed earlier.
Yeah, I had to take off one of my colleagues' arms because it tried to infect her.
I don't
used to.
Suppose you'd be up for that tea party now.
Can we add alcohol to the tea?
You can add whatever you like, dear boy. It is. I'm not going to judge what goes into your cup.
Yeah. I'm not used to having to disarm my allies.
Ah, what a wonderful turn of phrase.
I did not even mean it that way. Yeah.
And is it at this point that McClellan gets a text?
From?
Well, he's the one hosting the tea party.
Oh, right, yeah. Are you going to let McClellan know, Stephen?
Stephen's honestly not thinking about it
Okay, that's fair.
because he, stresses like my ex-girlfriend's a fae. I just had to nearly mortally wound my friend. Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's at this point over the intercom. Okay, everyone, at some point, can you come by my office for psychological debrief?
Oh yeah, we should probably invite him if you want.
Well, that would be quite agreeable, yes. Just bear with me a moment. And he actually just goes over to Winters and just like the way he acts around her is very much like a parent that's not seen their child in a long, long time.
I let them talk as I text.
To you, it sounds like they're talking about completely mundane things.
Yeah, but Stephen's smart enough to realize that there's fuckery going on there, even if he doesn't understand this breed of fuckery.
Well, you're used to having obfuscating conversations about technocratic things and about reality deviance. So you kind of assume it's just one of those things that is similar but different.
Yeah. I sent an invite to the doc being like, tea party's ongoing. Come here if you want.
Is this when Alice gets to the captain?
I'm actually going to go over to Raynell because he's not done much this episode.
True.
The issue is Raynell spends their entire time locked in a fucking box. It's hard to.
Yeah. Raynell's got no one to blame but himself. Lol.
You say that, but I did put what I wanted to be doing.
Yeah, he did.
Quite a while ago, just mind ya.
And we have sorted out that one now. So yeah, Raynell in the computer core, you're painting up some spearmen.
No, I did ask if I wanted to chat with Tarahan.
Oh, I actually missed that one. Sorry.
Next time I'll tag you. Also, Ryan, do me a favor. Go on Discord settings. Turn on streamer mode.
I thought I had streamer mode turned on. Sorry.
Thank you.
Where's streamer mode on this again?
User settings. Streamer mode. Under app settings.
Yeah, you can check up on Harahan, yeah.
Apologies, I thought I had it turned on.
That's okay. These things happen. Are you checking up on her in person, or are you just spying through a peephole at her, or are you sending one of the goats to check up on her?
Probably one of the goats.
All right, then yeah, there's just one of the maintenance goats is just stood in front of Harahan's bed, just watching her sleep.
I'll just probably tell the goat to ping me whenever she awakes. And then I'll continue painting figures.
Yep.
So
I wonder if Nell realizes how creepy that is.
No, I'm painting. Right, you guys don't have the context.
No, the bit about the goat.
Oh,
I think that's what he was asking.
Well, the goat and the peephole. Let's be honest. Like,
Well,
Like,
that
they're
was so I could
creepy on
cast
their own, but
teleporting spells. So I could, actually influence the battle without physically being there. And the goat is, well, the only autonomous bot we've got on the ship, so...
Mm-hmm.
Really being
Yeah,
forced by circumstance there.
You end up just going back to painting as
So,
Lauren is just maintaining the ship.
any new friends on board, Lauren?
The input our life form is back.
Ah. Okay. Can you keep track of them?
He is currently in the storage bay. There's another one here as well.
There's
That
who else is there?
matches this that matches the what do I label this one as?
Who else is in the storage bay?
There is Lieutenant Winters and Mr. Wills and this creature that is currently undefined. Winters now looks like him.
Interesting. That's okay. He'll like press a button on his suit and just open a channel to Steven.
Yeah, Stephen, you just get a sort of call notification on your tablet because you're not in a spacesuit, are you?
Probably not, no.
Yeah, you just get it from your tablet then.
Is it weird that I'm imagining the tablets have the FaceTime ringtone?
They could have any ringtone.
Yeah, it could even be personalized depending on what you're doing.
Yeah, Stephen has each of you he has a personalized ringtone for each of you.
So I just realized now, the tablet being mentioned, I just realized that Alice passed out and got teleported away. There's no one to command Blorb.
Yep.
Blorb was in attack mode. So what's Blorb doing?
Blorb was actually essentially paused while you were passed out.
Okay then. I just got this fun. I just have this idea now. Just Blorb just stalking through the ship, hunting the captain down.
Yeah, Blorb just blue screened of death when you passed out.
Poor Blorb.
Yeah. So, Wills?
Hey.
Lauren doesn't know what's on the ship next to you. Would you mind?
Yeah, it's a Fey entity.
Should I be concerned?
Apparently Winters is also a Fey entity. Apparently it's a Fey father or something like that. I don't know. It's
Okay,
weird.
I'll add this to the list, to the ever-growing list of things that I need to tell Harahan. Also may have found something about the drive.
That's good.
Let's
gonna have a
just
I'm gonna have a tea party with the Fae for a bit. Can you
Okay.
schedule a meeting?
Yeah, I'll throw it up in everyone's schedule. Also, read the text I'm going to send you and don't tell anyone until I've cleared Harahan.
Okay. So I still thrown off because of everything that happened.
Yeah, makes sense. Sorry, this is gonna throw you off more.
Probably. Yeah. Was the drive made by using baby souls or something?
No, it pretends to your job of maintaining the crew in one place.
I don't like the sound of. Just swear words in many different languages.
And in text to Will's alone, there's a simple message. It just says technician Artia is in the paradox there.
What does that mean for Ryan? Because Wills would get hit, I'm assuming.
The paradox here is the giant hole in space.
And if the technician is there, that means the engine compartment is in the paradox tear.
Also, just a reminder, no one was in the engine compartment when the tear was made.
Nope, you were all in the cockpit / bridge for the launch.
What the? Just the Red Baron and Winter's just hear Stephen groan audibly loud.
Wills.exe has stopped working.
They kind of look up from their conversation, sort of very quickly bring their conversation to a close and go over to Stephen.
Sorry, just new information. I just shoot things. The assignment shouldn't have been this complicated.
And at this point, McClellan walks in with parsley and goes, "Oh, you're back."
Ah, yes, you were the rather curious individual who was able to understand what I was before your friend here, who seems to be in a bit of a bad way. I think he had some rather unpleasant news.
I understood what you were pretty fast.
Yeah, let's just say I am as close to the dreaming as a mortal man can get.
Also, he cheat. Also, I understood it naturally. He cheated. He has one of you as a sidekick.
And this is true.
I mean that, and I'm fairly certain my soul enters the dreaming every time I fall asleep.
Well, of course, everyone's does, if you have one.
Yes, but I'm cognizant of it.
Again, that is an interesting one.
Again, cheating.
So, like I said, I'm as close to the dreaming as a mortal man who is not a changeling can get.
Indeed. Shall we then shall we sit down for tea and discuss matters?
Yes, let's. And McClellan actually claps twice, and his tea set apparates in front of him.
Yeah, I'm not going to have you roll for that one though. That's a very minor thing. Plus, also it's your own personalized stuff. So I imagine it's very easy for you to do that because it's very intrinsically linked to you.
So, what's the plan with you and Winters now then?
Well, I will take my leave after pleasantries, and then my daughter she's decided she wants to stay with you and learn about her place in the world alongside what we would call the sleepwalkers.
But that's funny since until recently we would have called her a sleeper.
Some interesting terminology clashes here.
So just to be clear, Winters is a changeling that first originated from you.
Yes, I have had many sojourns into the mortal world, and Mackenzie here was the result of one such tryst.
And you know what? I probably shouldn't be asking questions about how that works because A, I probably won't understand it, and B, I probably don't even want to understand it.
1 second, I just need to turn my light on.
Hmm.
There we go.
How does the Baron react to that?
It just smiles and just he actually sees the tea set and everything being prepared, and then just creates a cake out of nothing.
And I suppose you have any way of helping our little problem here to get us back to Earth?
Well, I could certainly take you with me the next time I travel, but you might not like it. There are things in the deep dreaming that aren't particularly kind to mortals. Stop it.
Is it Hobbs again?
That's actually one of the deep dreaming entities right now. It's attacking Sarah for revealing the truth about the dreaming. That's what you get.
He barges his way into my room, makes a beeline for my chair, and starts clawing the seat. While I'm on it.
Okay then.
Okay, and McClellan just goes, isn't that... I remember seeing a hedge once.
Yes?
It felt like a barrier, like the rabbit hole into Wonderland.
Well, our holdings and our lands have many such entrances and exits.
Yeah, but I had the distinct impression that I was unwelcome.
That is very much true. It is immensely bad form to intrude upon a kin's holdings unannounced and uninvited.
I would not be surprised to find out that the technocracy's tried to push its way through in the past.
Oh, it definitely has.
The Red Baron just smirks and just reaches into his waistcoat before taking out just a handful of dog tags. All of them are the dog tags belonging to a Technocracy Rapid Response Team.
But I thought at least one of them says Stephen on it.
One of them does.
McClellan just looks at the dog tags and goes, "Oh, so that's what happened to Team Alpha."
And Team Beta. And Team Gamma. And Team Iota.
Apparently there was another me on Iota looking at that tag.
Good lord, how many clones of you are there?
New World Order does a lot of cloning, apparently. And apparently they like implanting fucking one of their clones to be like, yes, you did have a lovely, happy family. Apparently Mackenzie isn't the only one that gets fucking gaslit with family ties.
I never told her about myself because I'm not allowed to.
No, not Mackenzie, sorry. Mac. Yeah, there's a lot of family drama on the ship, apparently.
the technocracy tricked her into believing that her sister, who has been dead for a decade, has been alive, including
Oh, that
sending
is.
her, including sending her puzzles with letters written by her sister.
Oh, well, not just that, but actually meeting with her in person, in the flesh. Like they went the whole 9 yards with gaslighting her.
Oh, I'm going to point out that meeting in person, you can have mind constructs be as real as you possibly can be, but nothing physical is actually happening, but you will still think it's real. So that's something to ruminate on.
Yep. But again, same shit that probably happened with Steven.
Hell, that's actually something that the technocracy, like their main room 101 interrogation room, is a thought construct. There's a reason nobody can find room 101 because it doesn't physically exist. You get transported there as essentially a mind subdimension until you're let out.
Sorry, you didn't mean to push baggage on you.
I'm reminded that it is fun to walk amongst the mortals. Your stories are rather intriguing. Well, for me anyway, I rather think of you as creatures to be studied rather than well, what some of the other lords might do.
Then be collected as dolls or toyed with as playthings or occasionally eaten.
Well, this is true. I have partaken in all of the above. I have been around a while. My current passion is, however, observing the mortals in their natural environment and seeing what I can learn of them.
Or in our case, an extremely unnatural environment.
You're still in the normal world, are you not?
Yes, but this is very much outside our comfort zone.
That's debatable. Umbra and all that.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't get to your destination. Don't mind me. I availed myself of the information contained on this ship when I got on board. Seems that had you gone to your destination, you would have probably met with one of the less friendly lords. As I gather, your final destination was right in the middle of their receiving room.
So we were literally...
Curiosity, what is that lord's title?
Well, they have gone by many titles, many faces. I believe the current one that they go for, however, is the Scourge of Humanity.
Oh,
So we were literally a packed lunch.
Quite possibly, yes, if you'd made it to your destination.
honestly, like, oh, that reminds me. Do you happen to know what's happening on Earth?
Dreams are made manifest by the wills of the dreamers.
That
The
does not.
good and the bad.
That does not sound good with what humanity can dream.
Oh, I have seen your dreams.
So
Each
what
and
you're-
every one of you. You
So
have
what-
such wonderful dreams and such horrific nightmares. Just imagine that on an entirely planetary scale.
So what you're telling me is that the entirety of the dreaming has been set loose on Earth?
Yes, it is wondrous and rapturous. It is the closest we've ever come to restoring the dreaming in a long, long time.
So-
Forgive a physical being being his trepidation, but that seems utterly horrifying to me. Not-
Oh, yes, it is. It is not for the faint of heart nor strong of mind.
I believe I'm strong of heart, but weak of mind. Does that mean I'm good? Stephen jokes.
Definitely, like, you do definitely show potential, and you do have remarkable wit for a a molded person.
It came with the when your job was literally go here, shoot this person in the face for years. You know, you need to get a morbid sense of humor to survive.
I wonder if that is shared by all of your production line.
I would have no clue. I've never met one. Apparently, you have. Gestures at the dog tag.
That one was very boring.
Although I probably have had more physical contact with other people than most of my other line. Kind of looks towards winter subtly of a, you know. I actually had at least one real person in my life.
Yes, your reflection was, well, I do not wish to insult you, but let's face it, you are a rather boring person.
I know.
This one, however, was positively dreary to be around. No imagination to speak of.
You know, I'm honestly surprised the New World Order didn't immediately assassinate Winters the moment you formed a connection with her.
I had to assassinate many high-level targets to arrange that.
Oh, so she was your give the dog a bone. No offense, Winters.
She just flipped you off and just like she's like, I've had such a day, I'm not in the mood right now.
Yeah, he honestly didn't think about how that sounded. And he goes, my God, why am I so accidentally bitchy?
Yeah.
Look, do y'all want wine?
Pulls out the bottle of vodka.
McClellan grabs the bottle of vodka and just takes a swig.
No, would stop you. No, you use the glass.
Okay.
That's unsanitary, and you're meant to be the doctor.
Shot. McClellan is drunk now.
Can you roll me a... Let me just check which one it would be.
Can I choose to fail this because I'm easily intoxicated?
It'd be stamina, and easily intoxicated gives you penalties to it, so you actually take dice away.
How many dice?
You take, I think it's one dice to avoid intoxication. I can't remember exactly, but it's a penalty one.
It's a +3 to the difficulty.
Oh, is it a difficulty one? Oh, in that case, yeah, you can just do stamina, but it'll be difficulty 9.
Okie dokie. There is almost no chance of me succeeding this.
If you do succeed this time, it'll be hilarious.
Narratively, it's like, no, I will be sober as I tank these.
Nope.
Everything's starting to spin, Vincent. Everything's just like that. You go very quickly from the everything's great to I'm having trouble sitting up straight.
And he grabs another shot, spills half of it, downs the other half, and goes, I am having a great. And he doesn't finish that and is slowly falling backwards in his chair.
Yeah.
If you want to stop him from falling, Stephen, you can roll to try and catch him before the chair tips over.
Stephen does not care. It's like, he'll be entertained to watch him fall on his ass.
Dunk.
Yeah, you just sort of lean backwards and you keep leaning backwards and you keep leaning backwards. And eventually the chair just tips over.
And McClellan attempts to get up. And on the third try, he does get up. And
I just like the idea that the entire time Parsley has stood there and like Parsley's head just like watching as McClellan gets low to the ground. And doesn't says nothing.
Oh, of course. She does absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Actually, no, she does do one thing. She just goes over to the Red Baron and just holds up a paw and just seems to pass the Red Baron just like some kind of sort of particle effect of sparkles or glitter just to the Red Baron before going back over.
And
I'm guessing there was some kind of bet?
Yep.
No, Stephen says that to them.
Oh yeah. It's like it was Parsley answers like, well, we did both have a bet going on to see exactly what would happen.
Parsley, you're my best friend.
That's sad.
All right.
Fuck you, Catface.
All right, Vincent, it's time to go to bed. Remember to drink some water. I'm not entirely sure why I'm having to tell the ship's doctor this. And this is coming from Parsley as she's just wandering around the ground.
Why are you talking to me? You're a cat. Cats don't talk.
Goes back to the Red Baron. So I have some stories about some supernatural things I've had to deal with in the past. If you want to just Cloud ignoring him.
Yeah. It's just
Can we cut to Alice like just yeeting herself into the captain's room? There's just a goat and Raynell's eye in the center of the room, just peering through a hole.
I would like to point out, Raynell's just looking through the goat, not doing a space effect.
Yeah,
and he's not really looking. He told the goat to alert him. So
yeah, actually, that's actually a good breaking point. So basically, Stephen, you start telling stories of your exploits to the Red Baron.
Yeah, my plan
currently rolling on the floor.
Yeah, my plan is to entertain the Red Baron with some stories before, saying so. Is there anything you can actually do to help us here? Yeah. Pretty much, he wants to ingratiate with stories before he goes into business. No, try to be a bit more entertaining than just boring.
Yeah. And then so as you cut back and Mac, you've just burst into Harahan's quarters. She is asleep. There is one of the mechanical goats just guarding her.
Yeah. Alice sees the captain's still form on the bed and she's like, oh my god. It's like, Lauren, is she alive? Is she okay? Is it? And she runs over and checks the captain's breathing.
Yeah, she's asleep. She's a little hotter than normal, but she's just asleep.
Oh fuck. And can
Raynell, you get a ping because you just asked the goat to inform you when something happened.
Yep. Raynell opens up the goat camera. What can the goat see?
You see Mac trying to shake the commander awake.
The goat opens its mouth to, allow the speaker to happen, and you just hear from the goat Raynell's voice saying, "Why are you trying to wake up the commander?"
I mean, I almost killed her. I could feel my spell almost succeeded. And she's very warm to the touch, like not normally.
Well, she's running a fever.
Warm. Yeah, no, she's not running a fever. That's not a fever. Can I try to undo the damage I did the effect I would have caused with my spell?
You would know that it'll eventually wear off, but it'll take a while. So she's basically out of action for like about a day or so while she recovers.
Okay then. And then in that case, she's
Couldn't you do the time shenanigans in this room?
I'm sorry.
Couldn't you do the time shenanigans in this room?
I'm going to say no because it was a time effect that caused this. You can't get your way out of the time effect with another. Yeah,
because
it was.
She cancelled the time effect.
Yeah, it would be the forces effect, the rapidly increased vibrations from the atoms, which is what's causing her to heat up.
Yeah, because Harahan won the time effect.
Oh, that's true.
Not the forces effect.
Yeah, so can I cast a time spell then to speed time up?
Yeah, you could probably sort of localize it entirely to her so she just like has the better healing. You don't have to. You could just let her sleep for the day.
I mean,
but this is Alice. Hypersleep is a thing she does.
Magic, magic is not the answer to everything, especially with paradox.
It is when you're Alice. It is when you're neurotic as fuck.
As you do this, come back to Steve. Yeah, so I was working with someone, and their answer to everything was magic, and it caused them to fucking explode while we were fighting a werewolf.
Lol.
This is why magic isn't always the answer for our kind.
I'm spending a willpower for a guaranteed 10.
Okay.
Diff is. I'm assuming there's no modifiers.
It'll be just difficulty 6.
Okay, then. In that case, that's 2 10s, so that's 5 successes.
Yeah, you're able to effectively undo the forces of just like stopping her from being too hot from the kinetic energy.
Yeah. And once enough time has passed, the captain's healed from that. She releases, she dismisses the time spell and just goes out of the room.
Actually, could you not go follow her?
What? Alice stops and waits for the goat to catch up.
It actually moves at a fair pace. It is designed to keep up with people.
Yeah, no, the issue is, the goat is facing and hasn't been instructed to like track.
Yeah.
So she's just walking outside of the viewport, and he's just like, go follow.
Yeah, and Alice looks at the goat and says, "You are aware, Doctor, that these are meant to be security drones, not."
This one is in needs of repairs. It's fine.
What? Why? What did you break?
I didn't.
Did I harvest part?
Was missing.
Oh wait, no, I harvested parts from it. Never mind.
Yeah. It was missing parts. I'm surprised it's still walking.
Hey, look, I'm trying to build a thing.
Right. Anyhow, you don't go into a weird time room, please. You and the captain probably need to hear a thing.
Oh?
Being commanding officers and all that.
Okay, in that case, I guess I'll,
I mean, if you want to wake up the captain, she probably has a lot of sleep now.
Probably. And she'll go back into the room.
I'll leave you to do that.
Yeah, you're able to wake her up. She rises fairly quickly, but she's just not happy to see you at all.
Alice looks very like what's I'm trying to think of the word. Basically,
apologetic?
Very contrite, maybe. Is that right?
Apologetic.
Yeah, it's just very. I'm really sorry. The entity, it messed with my mind. I don't have any mind magic to defend against it, so.
As I understand, Alice, that just took a lot out of me too. intervene.
I'm sorry. I never wanted to hurt anyone.
All right, well, you would probably not be waking me unless there's something important. So, shall we get to that part?
Yes. Dr. Raynell said there was something we needed to hear, and I was originally here to make sure you're okay. You were running quite a fever, but I used time to get rid of it, so you should be okay now. I assume.
I still feel a bit shaky, but I should be fine. Dr. Raynell, what information do you need to were you wanting to share with us?
I think this is the point where we split screen as we see Raynell press the mute button and look towards the screen that is Lauren and say, "Can you make sure no one's around that area and probably lock the door." I don't.
Oh, yeah, she just well, everyone else is in the storage facility. She just locks the storage facility door.
Cool, perfect. Monitor for any things that shouldn't be there, any sensor malfunctions on the hallway or the room.
Okay.
Sorry, slight addendum. McClellan managed to get into the hallway outside of this doorway before he passed out.
Oh, okay. In that case, yeah, you're just passed out in the hallway.
So she just locks the nearby bulkhead.
Yeah.
I just unpress the mute button and go, so Lauren reviewed some records. I don't know where Technician Artea is, because I just don't believe that they could have been in the control room for the Hell Drive. But Lauren's records say both those signatures are somewhere they really shouldn't be. And he puts a picture on the nearby screen of the paradox there.
Mm-hmm.
And what is it we see when we look at the paradox tear?
You see the same imaging that has already been shown before. This one has just been altered so that there's now a dot in the center and just a small label of a Hell Drive control room.
Right, so all right, so I think I might have missed the description earlier, so I'm not actually sure what I'm visualizing here. But Alice, so
it basically just looks like a giant crack because it's been translated into something that you can see and understand.
Right. Yeah. Okay then. So if he was located in two places, that implies temporal shenanigans, but given that we know that we're crossing over with multiple realities, it could be that we quite literally converged with another version of Capricorn 3 so perfectly that we existed on two Capricorns at once. So it's entirely possible that this crew is not from this ship, or that some of us are and some of us aren't. It could be that Lauren is two ships, not one.
Oh, also, Winters is a changeling.
Would I know what a changeling is? I've got 4 and 3 in Enigmas, I think.
I won't have you roll for it. You can just decide whether you want to know or not.
Yes. Oh, they are real. Huh.
I just got that from Will's. Apparently, the Fae came back.
That would explain why Lauren was registering her differently, because the changelings aren't quite human. They're more like half human, half spirit entity. And they're not really spirits, they're more like manifestations of human dreams that are created eons ago. And yeah, basically, they are the dreams of mortals.
Storyteller, quick question.
Hmm?
Can I have Lauren effectively co-cast with me to scan the ship for spiritual entities? Basically, like the original scan I ran.
Yeah, you can go for that one, yeah.
Yeah. You want me to roll it?
Yeah, roll for it.
Then, Lauren, have we encountered any other creatures like Winters? Any other entities like her?
Bear with me one moment, Doctor.
That is 5 on a DC of 6, because I just did defaults.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you get 5. You get 7 life forms detected. 2 of them get flagged now that you've told Lauren what to call them. 2 of them get flagged as fairy or fae or something. The other 5 get tagged as unknown.
McClellan did already say.
Okay.
McClellan did already say that he saw that we were now part shadow entity.
Yeah, no, he said that, but I was running the scan because I have a previous scan where we weren't. So I'll just put up on the screen I'll just put up both the result of both scans because I can English, and just date them.
Yeah.
Also,
so
we may have turned into something.
When was the normal scan?
The normal scan was, I think, episode 1, so it'd be
right.
No, later than what? Probably 3.
Episode 3, then it's about like, well, they all episode 1, 2, and 3 happened on the same day.
Yeah.
So it was still about like a week and a half ago now.
I just ran the new one.
Lauren, when you brought us back after the time that was taken, did anything change during our resurrection process? Anything at all, no matter how slight?
You reconstituted faster than normal.
Like something was assisting you?
It did. It definitely
Like something wanted it to happen.
That would make sense if something was providing additional power to my spell.
Lauren,
and has it been faster every time since you've resurrected us?
It has now settled into the faster speed.
Right. It seems like something or a group of somethings found us, saw what you were doing, and latched onto us. Does this mean we're going to become like Ford, or we are already? Can these entities be detached from us safely? Can we communicate with them? So many questions.
You just get a shrug emoji on the computer screen.
Yeah, and I imagine there's so many questions, and then she looks down at her hand, like remembering, maybe we should not try answering those questions right away.
Some questions are better left unanswered, but also, Lauren, could you use my help and go back through the logs with the knowledge I've provided you, aka spirit and correspondence?
Yeah, you can. She's able to do that, and she's able to look through the logs with the additional information that you gave her. She can't use the spheres, but she now has knowledge of them, and can then run diagnostics and analysis with those as additional parameters.
Yep.
And
would Lauren have also learned the time sphere, given how much Alice has used it on the ship?
She already has it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Sorry. My bad.
She has the time sphere. She just doesn't have dimensional science or correspondence, I believe.
Yeah. And yeah, funnily enough, she then sort of flags up as about 9 days ago. Everyone died, and as I was bringing you all back, there is something that matches with what you've told me of the dimensional sphere.
Does that signature correspond to the signature we obtained from Ford?
No. That one made me want to hide again. This one seemed friendlier as the five of you came back.
Well, on a good note, Commander Alice, we're probably not turning into Ford.
That's slightly reassuring.
But I also don't think we should go back to Earth.
The entities that you can detect within us now, are they anything like Blob or Parsley?
Parsley, I have now labeled as Fey creature, according with the new label I created.
Okay.
Blorb is
That's a new set of questions.
Blorb is human.
Can you tell? Wait, human in what? A human spirit?
Yes. The creature that attaches to your tablet bears the similarities to a human spirit, now that I know what I'm looking for.
And how much you like? I imagine the cogs are racing in her brain. She's just like, as connections are made, she's like, "Oh, those motherfuckers."
Lauren, really quickly, can you compare those signatures to the signatures we've designed the ship to repel the suits?
Sorry, what was that? I'm not
basically
sure
compare our new signatures to the suits.
The suits are different again.
Well, bonus points. We're not turning into the suits either.
I think I know who Blob is. Blob, and she calls out for Blob, and I imagine Blob just beautifully reappears.
Yeah, Blob just kind of drifts in a little bit.
Yeah. Hello, sister. Annie. Does Blob react to the name being spoken?
Hello, Alice.
How long have you been? Have you just been pretending this whole time, or did you not know?
Well, I had to make sure my little sister was safe somehow.
You're the worst. Oh. But I love you too.
I think that could be where we end because we're over time.
Yeah, that'll be where it ends.
Yeah.
And next week I will have to try and make a deal with the Baron for power. I mean,
what?
Also, I'm totally expecting a response to the. I don't think we should go back to Earth.
Yeah, the thing is, I think Alice was too busy being. Wait a minute. So.
Oh yeah, no, I'm expecting it from Harahan.
All right. Yeah, true.
Stephen would have responses, but he wasn't there to hear that.
Yeah, there's also a slight overtext while Alice has her moment of, I've informed Wills about the location of the technician. so that he does not continue to search for him.
Yeah. So yeah, but this is getting to after show talk. Thank you everyone for tuning in and watching. I hope you've enjoyed the show. We've been the Explorers League. I'm Digital Dan. I think that's really all the outro stuff. If you've enjoyed the show, we do have a Discord where you can come and be nerds with us and enjoy the nerdery going on over there.
Wait, fuck off!
I mean, rude. Could have just said no. God. I will post there's a link to the Discord in the Twitch chat if anyone wants to join the Discord and talk about whatever the hell they think's going on in the show. And for those watching on YouTube, the link to the Discord will be in the description down below, which is the thing I really should have been saying in every video, but I never remember things, so you know. But yes, if you're watching on YouTube, please remember to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And I think that's everything.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Goodbye.